Hello and welcome back to Shoogly Shed Motors. I've got the heater on. It's another cold day in the shed. It always seems to be that you do bike projects over the winter, which, you know, obviously because it's not riding weather, but it does mean it's quite uncomfortable to work in this environment. But yeah, I've got the heater on. Hopefully the shed will warm up not too long. Today we're going to make some fork guards. So obviously last episode we did the sump guard, now we're going to do fork guards. Same idea basically, going to be made out of aluminium, going to do some cardboard templating, trace it onto aluminium, cut it out, fold it, do any welding, that kind of thing. So it's not too different from the last episode, unfortunately, but it's just another thing that needs to be done on this bike because we want it to be a capable off-road bike, and with upside down forks like this bike has, the stanchions are obviously exposed quite low to the ground, and if they get any damage, obviously they'll tear your fork seals up and then your forks will leak, so that's no good. Proper off-road bikes do have fork guards, so we're going to try and go down the same route. So the front end on this bike is off a Honda Africa Twin. We've got obviously the exposed stanchions here, so I think maybe these had fork guards from stock. I'm pretty sure they did. So we've got two M6 threaded holes here and another M6 threaded hole here. Possibly mudguard mount as well, something like that. We're going to go for a high mudguard, so I'm not worried about that. These are going to be my pickup points to attach the things, but effectively they just need to come across the front, across the side, and possibly just a little bit around the back in order to add the protection that we require. Let's get some cardboard and start making some shapes. Damn. Okay, so plan B, obviously that snapped trying to bend it. So plan B, cut the other bit off. I'm going to try and weld it instead. I was trying to avoid doing too much aluminium welding. But hey, got to flex my TIG skills. So can I just try and get rough positions for these, and then get them sort of tacked together, double check it all, and then weld it. Now we have a fork guard on the right hand side of the bike. All I've done is I've flipped my template over, traced out, cut out the exact same pieces, and I'm just welding them up in the opposite direction. Simple as that. And hopefully they should be more or less identical. My welds are reasonable, but I'm probably going to dress all these down and smooth it all off. I would have liked that folded look, but this aluminium was not for folding, as you saw. But yeah, I'm going to get the second one welded up, and then we'll get back onto the sanders and power files and etc. I think there'll be a lot of that in this project. a little word on humility and collaboration and creativity. So fork guards, obviously, you saw me finishing up what turned out to be iteration 1 of the fork guards Mark 1. I was fairly happy with them. It's difficult to try and imagine what someone else has in their head when you're fabricating something like that. So when I presented them to Tom, whose bike this is, obviously, he wasn't overly enthusiastic about the design I'd gone for. And you know what? It's his bike. He's the customer or the client as it goes. So if he says jump, I say how high. Basically what we've done is we had a good kind of conflab with some marker pens and bits of cardboard and aluminium, and came up with a design that we both actually thought did improve what I had done originally. So at first, if I'm being honest, I was a little bit kind of hurt or put out, you know, because you put a lot of time and effort into making something, and if someone doesn't like it, it's quite easy to just get all grumpy and huffy about it rather than actually see the positive in it, that Tom's input probably has created a better set of fork guards. And here they are. So what we did basically, or what I did, I should say, is I cut the old ones off across here, down here, across here, and across here. And that basically meant that I hadn't wasted all my efforts. I still therefore had the mounting points, which took a while to get all lined up in the first place, so it was probably worth saving them. And then just went hell for leather, redesigning the entire upper portion of them. Tom's main kind of concern was the sort of like blunt angular nature of them, and he was concerned that it didn't tie in with the round fork tube, which he's probably right. It probably didn't tie in very well. So we decided that just even flattening off this corner and creating a rising curve up here, a rising kind of slope, would improve the look. And you know what, I think he's right. I'm glad I went to the bother of redoing all that. I've spent another full day in the shed fabricating these. Obviously cut the old ones, you know, bent and shaped this upper portion, welded it all up, and then dressed it all down and shaped it. Make that sound quite easy, but that does take a long time doing all that. And it's one thing making one fork guard, but making another one in mirror, like flip image, is a whole other kettle of fish, and that really did kind of test me. So yeah, with my kind of hindsight, or my big boy pants on, I should say, I'm glad I've remade them, because I've made a better job of them, and they will elevate this build massively. It's attention to detail like that that really matter in custom bike building, and I'm glad that Tom wasn't afraid to tell me that he didn't like what I'd done before, because, you know, we're still friends. Just no, we're still friends, and it's still an ongoing project, and it's a collaboration. So having Tom's design input, and he does have more of a design background than I do. Obviously his seats are, you know, works of art, as it were, and the designing that goes into that and creating those seats is exceptionally in depth. So using some of his input to design and create something that will elevate this build is not to be sniffed at, and it is an opportunity that I am glad to have had. You know, all that said, I'm not making them again. As usual, please do give me a like, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the Shoogly Shed channel. I appreciate all the support, and like I say every time, the channel is just sort of ticking away in the background. By sort of this year, we'd really like to try and boost the channel a little bit more, and try and aid my revenue stream from it, because it's not cheap what I do here, and although this is obviously a commission build, I use a heck of a lot of electricity, I use a lot of argon gas and various different consumables, so paying for making YouTube videos is it's not really what I want. It'd be better to be paid to make them, not have to pay in order to make them, but you know what I mean, you got to start somewhere, haven't you? And like I say, I appreciate all the support from everyone so far, and it's like 6,200 odd subscribers just now, which is mad when you think about it. I said it before, 6,200 people stood watching me do what I do in my shed is pretty mind-boggling, but as far as YouTube goes, it's still pretty small fry, so it would be nice to just keep boosting the channel and keep building. So make sure all that engagement, hit that notification bell, you know, comment, and all these things do actually make a big difference. Anyway, take care. Goodbye.